Eylon, how do you see how things finally worked out yesterday? Is this to everybody's satisfaction?
There is immense relief in Israel that we managed to get 4 hostages back. 4 because we got 1 body back that Israeli soldiers recovered in a special mission, and 3 hostages who were released in a ransom deal. And let's be clear, this is the framework in which they were released. They were kidnapped on October 7th, 2 from their beds, 1 from a music festival. Their kidnappers demanded a ransom, and Israel decided that it would pay that ransom. Everyone is relieved that they're home, that they are alive. Emily Damari has lost 2 fingers. They were blown off during the October 7th massacre. They are understandably traumatized. You can see the images on your screen of the staged, managed spectacle that Hamas put on for the world's cameras. But they're alive. But everyone in Israel is very anxious for the fate of the other 94 hostages. Hamas is still holding 2 children. Kfir Bibas turned 2 on Saturday. Hamas refuses to release them. And everyone is concerned, of course, about how this ceasefire is going to go forward, understanding that this war has to end with all the hostages home and with Hamas removed from power. Because when we say bring them home, we mean it. Emily Damari needs to go back to sleep safely in the bed from which she was abducted on October 7th. And she can't do that if the Hamas terror regime is still her neighbor, threatening to do October 7th again and again until we're all dead.
Yesterday, Eylon, were very striking when those 3 women were handed over in Gaza. Hamas were there in their full regalia. They obviously wanted a show of strength there as they handed those 3 women back. They're not gone, are they? They're not destroyed. Do you have concerns that they are going to regroup?
Of course. Hamas is the government of Gaza. It's not just an armed group. Hamas is the government of Gaza. And it used its power in Gaza to prepare it for war, to dig that network of tunnels longer than the London Underground under all the homes and schools and hospitals in Gaza, and then it launched the October 7th massacre. And we understand that if this war does not end with the removal of Hamas, there will be a next time, it will be worse, and it will be worse because Hamas will think that the world will keep saving it from the wars that it starts. That's why people like Mandy Damari, Emily's mother, were so angry that Britain voted for an unconditional ceasefire at the United Nations. Because that would mean, 1, abandoning the hostages, right, if it's not conditional on getting the hostages back, but also it means Hamas is still there. And the first thing that Hamas did after the ceasefire was announced was to say that it was proud of October 7th, of that massacre at the music festival, of the people who were slaughtered in their beds, and it promised to do it again and again. And that's why Israelis understand that as part of the ceasefire, as part of the end of hostilities, Hamas has to relinquish power, or there will be a next time, and it will be worse. And we cannot allow that to happen.